All right, what's happening, traders? It's Mark here at DynoTrading coming at you with a really interesting one here for you. All right, we're going to talk about gold. We're going to talk about the what, the why, and the how to trade gold. And the reason I want to bring this video to your attention, guys, is gold has just been on fire lately, okay? And once again, it doesn't matter what your favorites are. I know a lot of you guys out there only trade Forex, or you only trade futures, or you only trade stocks, okay? It does not matter. There is a version of gold on every asset class. Yes, there is gold Forex. Yes, there's gold futures. And yes, there is a gold stock ETF. Okay. Now, the reason I want to talk to you guys about gold, all right, is that if you know anything about me, or you've seen the previous videos, or you know something about the strategies that I'm a big fan of, okay, the one thing that rises above everything else, all right, is volatility is a day trader's dream. All right. If you're scared of volatility, or you're not a fan of volatility, then I'm sorry, I don't think trading's for you. Okay. Volatility, like I said, is a day trader's dream. Traders these days have all sorts of sophisticated scanners and searching tools in terms of trying to find, very fast moving, very volatile symbols. Okay, there's a lot of really cool scanners that can do that. But to be honest, I feel it's mostly unnecessary. Okay, if you are following the news, I think it's very easy for you or anybody really to put together a really strong, aggressive trading plan, okay, and use the trend, as we're about to get into here. I'm going to show you how to identify just beautiful trends in the market using my simple volume indicator here, right? And then use this information to put together a very profitable trading strategy. Now, before I show you some of the setups that we took here on gold, I want to draw your attention to why, okay, why you should be looking at charts of gold. Again, no matter what asset class you focus on. In fact, let me just go ahead and write this out here, okay? Let me go ahead and write this out. So here we go. Yes, no matter what asset class you focus on. Forex gold, they've got a symbol for you. You trade futures, they've got a symbol for you. You trade stocks, they've got a symbol for gold, okay? This is very, very versatile. It's internationally flavored, you could say, for lack of a better word. And just trust me, guys, gold has been on fire. You are doing yourself a huge disservice if you're not at least looking at the gold market. Okay, now let's talk about why you should think about at least adding gold to your trading symbols. All right, and I got two easy answers for you guys. All right, number one, for the last 20 years, this is no joke, you can look this up on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange's website. For the last 20 years, gold has had a very historically high level of built-in volatility. All right, it's not like some of those popular stock index futures like the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ and whatnot. All right, gold is its very own animal. Gold is unique. Okay, and this leads me into the second reason on why I think you should focus on gold, and that is because gold is heavily traded by two types of people. Number one, speculators like me and you. All right, but more importantly, gold is traded by the big guys, the professional hedgers, the people that actually need to buy physical gold, okay, or sell physical gold in the market. And these people, what I like to call the big guys, have a wide variety of business use cases on why they need to either get their hands on gold. When I say gold, I mean physical gold, or why they need to heavily trade gold. All right, those two reasons alone are what makes gold, along with any other market, explosive. All right, and when I say explosive, I mean, again, guys, it's a day trader's paradise. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And in fact, before I show you this beautiful long signal here that the volume indicator nailed for a huge winner, as you can see right here, okay, let me show you the previous session. Check this out, guys. You see this? Look at this gigantic sell-off where gold just cratered $100 an ounce. Okay, now I know that might not mean a lot to you if you're not actively either trading gold or looking at gold, or you don't understand the metrics and the benchmarks behind the gold index. Okay, but let me give you a different analogy. Imagine if somebody told you the Dow Jones just dropped 1,000 points or 2,000 points. All right, that would be big news, right? So the same thing happened in gold in literally the previous session, and this was huge, huge news. And as you can see here, the volume band, this indicator that draws green and red colors on every trend change, as you can quite clearly see, the volume indicator nailed a shocking, and I mean truly shocking sell-off to the exact tick. All right. Now let me spin this forward to the current session here, and let's talk about, guys, what this volume indicator is and how it can dramatically improve your trading performance. Okay, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to contrast it to a chart that I'm willing to bet 99% of you guys who were trying to call a bottom in gold, as I was trying to do, all right, I'm willing to bet that most of you guys were using this candlestick nonsense indicator garbage, right? And the one question I want to ask to those of you who are using this indicator nonsense is, bro, how do you trade this BS? It's an honest question. I mean, it might sound funny the way I'm asking this question, but I really want to know how you people are trading your BS candlestick charts, okay? Because if you're waiting for the trend change, how on earth do you even get notified of a trend change, right? And when I contrast it to my proprietary custom clean charts, this is exclusively for professional traders, okay, for people who are serious about making a potential living off of the moves in the market, okay? As you can see, folks, professional charts, professional indicators, specifically a strategy that uses volume, makes all the difference in the world, right? Here's the volume chart, and here's the BS chart. Once again, it's a night and day different on which chart is the superior chart. Okay, now let's talk about what do you actually do when the volume indicates a trend change. Okay, say you were like me, you were waiting for that big giant sell-off that you can see here happening on gold, and again, you're like me, you're a huge gold bug, let's just say, and you're waiting to go long gold, you're waiting for the trend change, you're waiting for red to turn into green. You understand what I'm saying? And so what I'm going to show you here is more of a conservative, very conservative and relatively safe way to take a stab, putting some risk on, and using volume to try to catch that bottom. All right, one thing you could do is when you see the color changes from red into green, all right, what you could do is wait for a retracement. In fact, let me just go ahead and write this out here, okay? You could go ahead and wait for a retracement. What does that mean? I'll tell you what that means, okay? When I outline this for you guys, I'm telling you, you're going to have another light bulb-like moment, and you're really going to understand how volume indicators can super power up and supercharge your trading, all right? Step number one, wait for the color change, all right, which happened, let's see, the color change from red into green happened right in this area here, okay? Now, when the color change takes place, your reaction, okay, if you're waiting for a retracement, is you do nothing. You want to wait for a retracement, which means you're waiting for the market to rally up a little bit on the color change, and then you're waiting for the market to dip back down, aka give you the retracement, okay? And you could simply go long, all right? You could simply go long on the very first green bar, which shows up right over there. In fact, let me go ahead and highlight and isolate that bar. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now I challenge you, no, I dare you to try to figure out a bullish retracement on your candlestick chart. Whether I give you 5 minutes to do this or if I give you 5 days to do this, you ain't never going to do it, right? Because candlestick charts and these nonsense indicators just make no sense whatsoever when it comes to trying to figure out the master trend. Now, volume, on the other hand, volume, I'm telling you folks, volume is just genius, okay? And if you really think about it, all of the steps that I've explained to you here, nothing's really complicated, right? You could explain this strategy to a 6-year-old, okay? And that's what I really love about this strategy. Let me finish this out here. So what you could do is take a stab at going long on the very first green reversal bar. Let me just go ahead and clean this up here a little bit, all right? So you would potentially take a stab at going long on this bar, and you'd use that same bar's low as your stop. Make sense? And you can see that the stop never gets touched. The trend just takes off like a monster. And for those of you guys that have always asked the question, hey Mark, how do you stay in this trade? Well, there's 2 ways to do it, all right? And I'll tell you of these 2 ways which is my favorite way. Let me just describe option number 1 on how to stay in this trade. What you could do is trail your stop like this on every green reversal bar, right? So the market moves up a little bit, gives you some profit, you take half off, right? You get to break even here, and you're sitting on a free trade. Now, how do you manage that free trade? You can simply move your stops like this. Trail it here, then trail it here, then trail it here, and eventually you get taken out for a huge, huge winner. Make sense? So that's one way to do it. And guys, the other way to do it is just simply to get out on the color change of the opposite direction. So if you've been long and strong, you would then, potentially think about exiting your long position if the color changes to red, right? You can see here the volume band, aka the trend, changes now to a downtrend, which is represented obviously here by the color red. So you could think about, lightening up your position or even closing out your position on the trend change. Just like over here, right? When you nailed this beautiful short, this astronomical all-time short. I shouldn't say all-time. This is probably one of the best short trades, definitely of the year. Okay, so nailed it right there. And, again, one way to potentially think about exiting your massive short trade is to get out on the color change, thereby squeezing every single tick or pip that you can out of the trade. Makes sense? So, listen, guys, I wanted to do something here on gold. I've really just been, watching gold on a daily basis. I think it's a fascinating market to trade. Again, no matter what asset class you like to focus on. They have Forex gold, they have futures gold, and they have stocks for gold, which I think is a stock ETF. All right, they all move in lockstep. All right, the charts are mostly going to look exactly like what you see here. And guys, the beauty about this strategy and system that I'm explaining to you here is that essentially the color change, okay, does all of the dirty work for you. In fact, this is why I even labeled it here. Color change nails huge winner. That was the truth on gold in the last 2 sessions. This is the truth on really any market, stocks, futures, Forex, all your favorite stock index futures, all your favorite Forex pairs, all your favorite stocks. It's a beautiful thing, folks, all right? Volume is amazing. Volume works. And if you'd like to get your hands on a free one-on-one demo on this really cool volume indicator, feel free to get in touch. Happy to hook you up. Call, text, email, whatever's convenient. Click the link below. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video tutorial on how to trade gold. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next trade.